Welcome back to Something Different by Reset.
What's up? Welcome back.
Oh man, we are happy to be here today, and we hope you're happy to be here to listen, I guess.
Yeah, we look a little different. We got some more or updated equipment, upgraded ourselves a little bit.
Yeah. We want to sound good for you guys, you want to hear my voice?
Plus it's more fun. We got the soundboard now. I'm gonna start messing around with it.
Yeah. I mean,
not today, don't worry.
I don't know how to use it, so I don't know what we're gonna do, but that's fine. We'll learn, right? We'll learn together.
Yeah. So it's been a couple weeks.
It has.
What you been doing?
If you've been watching our social media, we've been doing some really fun things. And I guess we could officially say that we are launching
exciting
Lifestyle by Reset.
Yep.
And I
I
guess I could tell you all that this week is going to be a very exciting week for us, but hopefully exciting for all of you. We are launching on Friday, May the 26th. Please put it in your calendars, okay?
I'm going to send an email reminder to everybody.
Email reminders, watch out on our social media feeds.
It's going to be one of those emails that has the exclamation point.
Yeah. You might get tired of seeing all my posts, but there are going to be post after post after post just reminding you that we are launching on Friday.
This Friday.
And
12 p.m.
12 p.m. on Friday, May 26th.
Plan your lunch break.
Put it in your calendar.
Get on the website, lifestylebyreset.com.
Yeah. And make sure you get ahead of it and get a piece before they're all gone. I guess that's what I got to say.
Yeah.
So I think you probably saw in one of our posts on social media, we did ask that if anyone had questions, that we'd kind of do a Q&A on our podcast. And so today we're going to kind of focus on Q&A and also just kind of maybe talk about a little bit more about the launch itself.
Yep. So we got a ton of questions. Thanks for everybody to
engage.
Yeah,
thanks for engaging and sending us the questions you have. But again,
we're gonna have to get like 2 or 3 of these Q&A episodes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're going to be able to answer everything today, but we'll answer a few questions that were brought up, and really just let's kind of get into it, right?
Question number 1. How did you come up with the name?
Okay,
Reset.
So the name Reset really, I think when we started talking about the company itself and we were, we figured out, this is what we want to do. We were like, we needed the right name. What is the right name? It's hard. You sit there and think about it. I think we went back and forth 100 times in a day.
The name is everything, right?
Yeah. The name makes it. It defines us, I think. And
spend a lot of time like just thinking and like brainstorming and want it to have a meaning.
Yeah, we definitely
want it to be functional.
We
want it to be like so that customers know what the company is about.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
So I think one of the things I did, we thought about what he said was, it had to have a meaning, and reset kind of actually defines us and defines our story, and that is, we were getting comfortable with our life. And sorry about that. We're getting comfortable with our life, and we took a risk and we reset our life.
Just needed a reset.
Yeah. And so we reset.
Just like your Sunday reset, your weekly reset. We did a life reset.
Yeah. And then I said I wanted something that like incorporated our kids, and how we did this was by actually incorporating our daughter's names into reset. And the reason the R and the S are capital letters are because our daughters, those are the initials of our daughters.
Yep.
And then also there is a reason why there is a colon, and the colon defines our 2 children. And so it all has a meaning. It all, came together when we thought about it. And, I guess in a sense, it's just,
it's deep.
It
hit the heart.
It's special. It's special to us.
When it came to us, it was like, that's it. That's the one. That's the one.
And so, that's really where the name came from.
Yep.
We wanted something with meaning, and we wanted something that defined us. And this, it actually, again, it goes back to values of everything that
Yep.
we stand for. So that's where Reset came from.
Awesome. Now you know.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Someone had actually asked, what do you hope that our girls will take away from us, like the most from Reset?
From working on Reset.
Working on Reset, yeah. And there's a lot, actually, I think.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah. I personally just, I grew up watching my parents kind of, work hard. They were entrepreneurs, so we saw them kind of do it all. And when you're that age, you don't really realize what's going on in front of you. But then, you get to this age in our life, and we now see the value and see that hard work and, that our parents put in. And I want my kids to see that, I really do. I feel like it will push them to do more than just go to school, come home, and do the norm.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's like, and we have these like moments of clarity as we get older about growing up, and you look back at these times in your life and experiences and situations and whatnot. And it's like, holy shit, you just came back like full circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that like almost on a weekly basis, where it's like I look back at something that's happening right now with the kids, or I'm saying something and I go back and I'm like, holy shit, my dad told me that like 25 years ago. Right? So it's like we're turning into that, our parents essentially, which is just the
circle of life. Circle of life.
But I think for me, what I want the girls to take away is the grit, the grind, the hard work, like seeing whether they appreciate or not, like when we were kids in their age, in their position, whether they're, seeing it or not, but you see your parents kind of grinding it, not maybe struggling, but, working hard pretty much every hour of the day to make a successful career and business or whatever it takes. And that, for me, that's like the most important. Is like just passing on the values and the ability, the ethic, the work ethic to put in the hard work and put in the grind, hustle, figure shit out on your own kind of thing.
I think this also goes back to, so in our culture, if you think about it, it was a lot of, our parents worked very hard to get us through education. So for me personally, like my parents were not educated, but they were still able to do what they did and made it happen, And I think all they did was make sure that we were focused, make sure that we, I guess what I meant is like focus on school.
Do your homework.
Yeah, go to school, do your homework. They were very strict, I think, and it was, very structured as we grew up. But they still showed us, the hard work, like it pays off. And what I mean by that is, even though my parents worked very, very hard to get to where they were still able to enjoy life. And I think we also want to show our kids that yes, mommy, daddy are working their butts off every day. And yes, mommy needs to take a call maybe on a Saturday, but that doesn't mean that we can't have fun.
No.
I think, and that's another thing is,
Yeah. But I think the other angle to that, which I've been thinking about a lot too, is like, okay, so we grew up in an environment where you're pushed to, succeed in academics. You're pushed to pursue a career. You're pushed to pursue like some sort of professional life, outside of what's going on in your home, right? That's all we know, so that's what we're going to be pushing on to our kids. But like in today's world, it's quite different. You don't really know that a lawyer is going to be needed 25 years from
AI,
now,
oh my
or
God,
a doctor that just performs,
things are
routine
changing.
checks. Like,
things are changing.
Things are changing, right? And we can go down a rabbit hole of talking about AI and all that stuff, but
no, it's scary. Like we had our parents, if you think about it, that's all they knew. We need to work hard so we can put our kids through education and make sure that they're educated so that they can be successful, right?
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's like you can have an education, you could have pursued a career, but AI may make you lose your career. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know what's going to happen.
There's some interesting articles where you can read it, and the basic argument is like AI is affecting the most professional level jobs versus more manual labor intensive jobs. And so you think about like engineers or software designers, basically tech related, anything really like that. But
and lawyers, like,
yeah,
going back to like a discussion,
drafting documents, writing.
The discussion we had with someone recently, and it was about, hey, I need to draft a document because I don't want to have any legal suit, right? And they were like, I just asked AI to do it, and
boom, boom, boom.
It was done, and it was like I didn't have to pay a lawyer $1,000 to write me this document. I just did it myself.
Yeah,
and that's scary, because.
So what I'm getting at is like, yeah, you want them to grow up in the same environment that we did, where you were pushed to pursue academics, but at the same time, by working on Reset and starting that, I want to teach them that you can adapt. Yeah. And basically what we've done is adapt, right?
Yeah.
We both had professional careers. I'm still pursuing it. I'm still working, full time on that.
I may have taken a step back from my 9 to 5, but it doesn't mean that.
But growing up in that environment gave us the ability to react and think about the pros and cons, and then, act on it.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to teach them, especially knowing that 20 years from now, I have no clue what AI is going to do to, their future.
AI, man, God knows what will come after AI, right?
Exactly.
We just don't know.
We don't know. So
we don't know where technology is going, and we don't know where things are headed. So teaching them this early in their life, I feel like will be beneficial for them, but also kind of teach them, how to adapt, even with the smallest things. It could be something small in their day to day, and they learn from that.
Just those little characteristics. Yeah,
that's really, really where we want to take this, and we want to show them that.
Yeah. All right. So that's a good segue to the next question.
Yeah.
How do you measure success? And I guess you can tie that into what inspired you to take the leap.
So I guess one of the ways I'll measure my success, just with Reset itself, we're getting so close to launching Lifestyle by Reset. And I will tell you right now that all of this hard work that I have put in, and, every day, the obstacles that I've had to go through, and this, some of this has been very interesting, but at the same time, some of it's been a headache,
Oh yeah.
And I think that comes with being an entrepreneur. Nothing comes easy. And I am actually very excited for this Friday, because one step of my success is launching the final product. And it may not be
hitting those milestones.
Yeah, it's really hitting those milestones and getting to the point where it's becoming real.
You went from a piece of fabric to something that is being packaged and shipped to a customer.
Yeah. And
it's a big moment.
It's a big moment, but that's success. That is a form of success.
Yeah.
And another form of success to me is if I can have one new listener or one individual that can say, hey, this is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm listening to you. I get it.
Yep.
I want to do this. That is success to me. I feel like if I can relate to somebody or help somebody move past maybe even just a small struggle or taking a leap of
just some form of inspiration.
Yeah. I think that's success.
Yeah.
That's success. And I'm hoping that also, again, goes back to my children, and, it inspires them to do something, because we can all be comfortable in what we do, and find success in our professional careers. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I think success in something you dreamed for or something that you always wanted to do is different. It's a different feeling. It's a very different feeling.
It's very different.
It's a very different feeling. Don't get me wrong. I found success. I always wanted to be a lawyer, and I did it. And I graduated from school, and I said, I did it. I made it happen. And
it's like, what's next?
And then it's like, what's next? And then you work, and then you're like, oh, now what? I need something else.
After 10 years, yeah.
I'm happy, but like, I want something else. I need something else to be excited about. Yeah. So you're always looking for what's next. So yes, you may be successful in one thing, but then you're going to look for the next thing to be successful.
All right. So what's next after you think success after the launch, of course, going live on Friday? What else?
Oh God, we have so much we're going to be doing. No, there's no stopping. There is no stopping. And I'm not saying that I'm going to be I don't know how successful we're going to be with the actual apparel line, but it's a risk I'm taking, and a risk I was willing to take to see what could happen. And it may not go the way that we want it to go, but at least in my mind, it's, I took the risk and I did it. The podcast is another thing. Like, I have never been comfortable in my own skin. I hate my voice. And the fact that I have listeners, listening
to hearing you.
It's an insecurity that I'm actually getting past, and it's fun,
It's fun to try equipment and cool things like this,
But it's something different.
It's interesting, yeah.
Right. I know I'm pretty sure your definition and measure of success is different than mine, but we all have different views on it, right?
Yeah, I would say like I'll answer like in the money sense, of course, first, because any business, it's a for-profit business, but we have obviously philanthropic ideas and things that we're going to pursue. But at the end of the day, it's a for-profit business. You want to obviously measure success in that form as well. But I think, again, secondly, going back to the kids, making sure that if they reach a point in their lives where we were a few years ago, and they're able to make that decision of continuing or adapting and changing, that they're able to make that decision, right?
Yeah.
And for me, that's the biggest form of success for us, is instilling that in them and giving them those tools and things to know about and think about at that point, whenever they reach that point of their lives, if they reach that point of their lives, right? And then third is like, just going back to the whole process and watching you do this, is you get to see the finished product going out to a customer. I think one form of success that I would like to see in the future, whether it be like now or it doesn't matter, 20 years from now, is you walk down the street randomly and you just see somebody wearing a Risa hoodie.
Yeah. Just seeing one person.
Just some random person wearing it, Yeah. Like, that's cool. And again, it doesn't have to happen now, but 20 years from now, who knows, right?
Yeah. Who knows?
Like, what kind of moment would that be if you just, just put yourself in that position? It'll be so fulfilling, right?
Yeah, it definitely will be. And we'll see, We'll see where this takes us. And I feel like success isn't something that just happens. It's an ongoing thing, right?
Yeah, it's an ongoing thing. Balance is going to be key.
Yeah, work-life balance is definitely going to be key. For me, with Hima's traveling for work quite often every month, I do have the kids by myself, and I am trying to pursue this, reset being my everyday, day-to-day, but also growing a company and working, I guess, night and day along with taking care of my kids, but also making sure they're in extracurriculars and, making sure that we have one-on-one time together.
All that stuff I think
it always comes first. And that was the kids whole idea behind, starting my own business, was watching our parents, work hard, but still make time for us. And, we may not have had the money to be an my parents didn't have the time and the money for extracurriculars, but they would still make the effort, whatever they could do, they did. my dad would drive us to volleyball or basketball,
whatever
or
they could do to
something.
keep you out of the house.
Exactly. Sure. And that's something that we're working on with our kids is we are trying to keep them in extracurriculars or keeping them busy with outdoor activities. I don't want my kids to be in front of a TV all day. That's just not something I do. And it's a balance. It's a big balance. It's hard. Don't get me wrong. It is very hard to do. I am here by myself majority of the time.
Not majority of the time. Sometimes.
But we make it happen.
But it's enough. Yeah, it's enough to
make it happen.
Make it difficult.
And we make it work along with doing all of the other things that we do. And so it's fun. It's a challenge, but it's a fun challenge.
It's a crazy life, but it's a fun life.
It is.
Not every day is different, so
yeah.
Even when you're working from home and whatever, but yeah.
Okay. So another question that was asked was, what are some of the key factors to consider when considering a target market or a niche?
Yeah, more of a business-related question now, but something like that we thought about a lot, especially when you were like designing and whatnot, because obviously there's so much product proliferation out there. It's like you can throw up in terms of how much new products you see in the market. But I think one of the things that for me, selfishly, like I've said in the previous episode, it was like I just wanted something plain, no logo, just like chic, modern, luxurious, good quality, and that, made me feel good.
Quiet luxury.
Quiet luxury.
That's what it is. It's quiet luxury.
Yeah.
And that's what we are trying to provide our customers.
Yeah, we started researching this concept and quiet luxury as like as a niche, but finding that really comes down to what you're looking for in a product, but also what you think your customers are going to value and care about.
Yeah.
So, the biggest thing that I did when you were talking about, when we got all these samples and trying them on and stuff, was if I'm the customer and I'm putting this on and I just paid however much for this, how do I feel? Like, did I accomplish what I wanted to look like? Like put yourself in the mindset of the customer.
This takes us back to quality.
Yeah.
Remember,
yeah,
it takes us back to how much we focused on quality, because quality is huge. If you're paying a certain amount for something and you feel that it was, worth every penny, that's what you want.
Yeah. Aside from like the normal things of like, okay, there's a million hoodies out there, but there are very few that like offer this kind of value prop, which is quiet luxury.
Yeah.
And when you start segmenting the market, that's what I'm getting at. When you start segmenting the market and you start looking at, okay, so what's actually there? What are the price points? What does the competitive landscape look like?
Yeah.
There's a lot of holes. And that's why you see so many products being launched and so many different types of products, because they may look the same, but serve a different purpose. There's a different feature or whatnot. But, I think that's one of the key factors.
There's little niches in the market for every type of different thing.
The definition of a niche, yeah.
And I think quiet luxury is what we kind of focused on. Just because I have a husband who is completely against logos, but he still wants to look good. So
everybody wants to look good.
Yeah, but you can look good without a brand, without having a logo on something and still feel like you're wearing the most expensive thing in the world. Do you know what I mean? It's
the weight.
Yeah, it's just
the weight of the.
I'll be honest, we recently just had our photo shoot for our brand, and the models were
shout out to all the models.
Yes, shout out to all of my amazing, amazing people.
That was so cool. First of all, that was just doing that was so cool.
But listening to the models and them putting on what we created and just saying, oh my gosh, we've never, I've never worn something like this. Or, oh my God, you're saying this is heavyweight, but like, I feel so good in it. Or I could wear this all day. And please do remember that we actually had our photo shoot on a day where it was about 85 degrees outside.
Oh yeah, it was hot.
It was hot. And these guys.
And the AC was a little wonky in the place too. So.
But these guys were like, hey, I feel cool in this. And that was kind of what we were going for, right? Yep. It was still, it could be hot outside, but you could still put this on and not feel like you're sweating in it, But again, goes back to them feeling comfortable. And, I guess it was nice to hear, that this goes back to the hard work you put into it.
One form of success. Again, you heard from a potential customer exactly how it felt, and it was spot on to what you were trying to accomplish.
What I was trying to accomplish, so. And just listening to someone say that is enough. Yeah, I think that's enough.
Yeah,
right. But it's funny that we're talking about quiet luxury because it actually popped up on social media, and it's something that's interesting that we talk about it, and now you're seeing it more often is people are looking for a unique piece.
The article was referring to the Succession show.
The HBO Succession show, and it talks about that family and how they dressed in the show.
Yeah, like the I don't know what you would call it because I have no idea what it is, but like what they wear on the show.
Yeah. The costume selection.
Sure.
For each of the characters on the show.
And like the concept behind it was quiet luxury. Yeah.
The concept behind it was quiet luxury. And that is, you're still wearing a brand, but it's just
know what it is. If you know what it is.
You know what it is, and then you know what it is, and you feel good in what you're wearing, right?
And you don't need to know what it is.
Yeah. I think it just goes back to not everything needs to be shown. Mm-hmm. You don't need to know what you're wearing because I mean
yeah, and I think like going back to the question, it's a view that we have on the future of the consumer.
Yeah.
So factors to consider when you're looking for a niche is, okay, well, what do you think people will want in 5, 10 years?
Yeah.
Maybe not the same exact thing, but like the general trend is going to more personalization, more customization. Like it's all focused on the consumer, you as the individual.
Yeah.
Whether that's in your clothing or in services, apps, anything.
Yeah.
So that's like, it's kind of playing to that trend and that theme as well, which in my perspective is going to be a big one.
It is.
Over the next, our lifetime.
I mean, it's not even just about that though, right? It's also the trend, and what I think I've talked about in previous podcast episodes is people are more cautious of their money and they are looking for quality over quantity, and people are trying to minimalize their closets, let's say, and have staple pieces that they can wear.
Who's that lady on Netflix with that show again? That was like, would make you throw out your clothes and stuff?
I forgot. Yeah, I watched it.
Let us know if you know.
Yeah, it's all about, simplifying your life.
Yep.
And if you're able to simplify your life, then you're able to focus on other things in your day to day. And that's really where we're trying to go,
That's the niche.
We are the most simplest people in life, and we've got a rule in our house, and it is, if you buy something, you got to throw something out. Sorry, not throw, donate something.
Donate. Or recycle.
Donate or recycle whatever you're not wearing. And there is also the big rule of 6 months you haven't worn it, it's gone.
There's a purge.
There is a purge that happens in our household. And it doesn't just apply to us, it applies to our kids too. And it's working, I
It
guess.
keeps the mess down, the clutter to a minimal, and just makes life simple. All right, next question. What digital marketing strategies have we engaged in?
Oh my goodness.
Digital marketing.
Digital marketing it has been
huge.
one learning curve.
Huge.
Let's say I have learned so much in the past 6 months that I've never known in my life. I've never been a social media kind of gal. And the fact that I am learning all of this over time and it's ongoing, it's never ending. But then you throw in the tool of AI and holy crap.
It's powerful.
It is
very,
one powerful
very
tool.
Yeah.
And it is crazy what it can do. It is crazy. But at the same time, then you also have content marketing. You've got social media marketing. What was the other one that
inbound marketing?
Inbound marketing. There's
tons.
There's just so much out there, guys. And research, guys.
Yeah. You made some solid connections.
I have made
we've got some good marketing consultants on staff.
Oh yes, we do. And it's been fun actually. You know, I never actually, I enjoyed marketing in my undergrad.
It was always like a cool class to take because it's different than your normal.
Yeah, but you never thought, well, for me, it was like, oh, my parents would never want me to do marketing. Like, what's marketing? Right?
Yeah.
And now that I look back at it, like marketing was probably one of the fun classes that I had in undergrad. And
it's because nobody ever really saw the value of marketing.
Yeah. Until now. Really, I think social media and, the pandemic happened for a reason, but so much came out of it. I think.
The silver lining. Yeah.
And marketing, content marketing. Oh my goodness. Content creators, I give you guys props. You have.
It's hard, man.
It's hard. It is not easy. And influencers, like PR packages. God, learning about that. Who knew?
Call lists. Call lists, everything. But it's such a interesting area because it's changing pretty much on the fly.
Yeah.
So all the tools and the resources that we've used so far have basically upgraded like 5 times since we started using these. And this is like 6 months ago.
It's not even, I feel like
all the social media.
Every other day, there is a new tool that is added to whatever marketing line we're using. And it's actually very exciting because you're learning on a day-to-day about something new that's happening. But then like you're looking back at, oh, I guess what I just taught myself 5 days ago is old news.
Got to relearn something.
And it's like, now I got to learn something new. But at least you're learning something new, and that's the fun part of it.
Yeah. So like there's tons of tools and resources that like the social media platforms and all your other marketing tools will provide you with. It's knowing how to use them in an effective way.
Yeah.
And the analytics behind all these tools is amazing because it really gives you deep insights into like where you're getting engagement, how you're getting engagement.
How to focus on changing things to kind of, target specific areas.
Yep.
Right. Yep. But don't get us wrong. I feel like some of the marketing strategies that we've kind of looked at also don't work the way that we want them to work. Right.
So, it goes back to what niche are you targeting? Or, what's your customer base? What's your user base? Like what do they care about?
Yeah.
And not all the tools and the strategies work for
everyone,
every segment, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and it depends on what you're trying to, what you're putting out there. Right.
Yeah.
I think it all depends on, sometimes, social media works for a product, but sometimes it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so it just depends on, I guess it's a trial and error, really, I think, in a sense, because you will try something, you'll see the inside of it, and then you'll say, wait a minute, I think we're going about this the wrong way.
Yeah. But the good thing about that is like you can do it in a very cost-effective way because there's so many tools available. It's basically subsidized.
Yeah.
And your cost per acquisition it can be really, really low if you want it to be. By not putting a lot of money on it, you're still getting the reach and the engagement. So there's a ton of things you can do. Reach out to us if you want to know more.
I honestly, like we're here to help. We're here to help. We've got consultants that can help you grow, whatever you're working on. And if you feel like you're stuck, we're here to help, so reach out, where to find us, resetgroupllc.com, or, come Friday, our new website's going to be launched for Lifestyle by Reset. So there's even a contact us on there. If you can't find us, there's social media, re.setgroup, guys. Like, we're here. We are here to grow with you, and we are here to learn, but at the same time, help.
And have fun.
Yeah, it really is. I think we've kind of answered a few questions today, but, we'll do another Q&A.
Oh yeah,
in the future.
Awesome
but
questions.
There was so much that was asked, but I think we've kind of talked about some of the ones that we wanted to address, I guess, today.
Yep. We'll be back with more.
We will be, but right now I got to get back to the launch this Friday. I've got a lot of work to do. And
Friday, May 26th, 12 p.m. Eastern.
Please, guys, check us out. I hope you're excited as I am, and please do, buy something. It'll make you feel good. I promise. Support us.
If not, just reshare it, repost it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But
at the very least,
we had fun talking to you today, and hopefully in the next episode, we'll talk about how the launch goes.
Yep.
And it'll be
talk about what we learned, what we didn't learn.
Yeah. But thank you for tuning in today, and we hope to talk about something different in our next episode.
Peace.
Bye, guys.